How's everyone doing today? It's your boy JJ Domination, and we are finally here with the debut of Waiver Wire Wednesday. Now, this is a big episode. It's fantasy football related, and I think for now, until I find like a proper way to do the series, I'm just going to give you guys 3 to 4 players every week, and I'm going to try to make sure it's different and it's not super repetitive, because you know, like, you don't want to just say the same names like for 4 or 5 weeks straight. You would hope like you just pick them up, okay? And what's the criteria? What's the scoring system? What am I going off of here? I will answer those questions for you. So I'm going based off of a 12-man or a 12-team league, and we're going to be doing the points per reception scoring system. So I'm in a 12-man league, a PPR system, points per reception, and the criteria is basically either two things: riding off of a hot performance or looking for longevity in your waiver wire pickup. Now, the key to winning a lot of fantasy leagues is playing the waiver wire, poaching the trade market, and basically putting the best lineup possible on the field, on your team, whatever. You know, and there's little things in between that you don't necessarily have to go by. A lot of it is just your gut feeling, honestly. It's not even about having the best players. Sometimes you just need to be hot at the right moments. So today I'm going to be giving you about 3 to 4 players. I'll see. If I'm feeling good, I'll give you 4 players. But let's just start off with a quarterback, right? We're going to start off with a quarterback. Now, obviously, all of the guys at the top are going to be taken. But there's a guy who is having to step in by the name of Mason Rudolph. And don't look at the Madden, you know, don't look at the whole Madden thing, okay? Just look at it for fantasy purposes. Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to be out for the season. Mason Rudolph, who, you know, physically is similar to Big Ben. I mean, he's 6'5", just like Big Ben, only a few pounds smaller. Can move around a little bit. Not as strong as Big Ben, but he has a big arm. He can throw it deep as well. You know, that's kind of what he did at Oklahoma State. So if you're looking for a backup quarterback, just a guy that maybe you can start when your quarterback's on a bye week, you know, this is a guy that I would look at in a deep league, a 12-man, 16-man league. You know, you need a backup quarterback because, oh shit, Big Ben's injured. There's not really much out there on the waiver wire. Maybe I'll look at Mason Rudolph. You know, I could have went with a bunch of other quarterbacks as well, but I just feel like Mason Rudolph, with Mike Tomlin's coaching, you have James Conner there, one of the better offensive lines in football, and you have Juju in there, James Washington, who you already have a connection with based on your college days because y'all both went to Oklahoma State. I just feel like everything is in place for Mason Rudolph to at least statistically give you some success. Now, when it comes to wins and losses in your league and wins and losses for the Pittsburgh Steelers in real life, I don't know. But in fantasy football, he will at least be a decent enough backup in a deep league to have on your roster because you only need him for a week if the plan is to have the guy as your backup. If someone goes down with an injury, just chuck him in there. Why not? Take a risk, especially if you're winning in your league. Now, we're going to go to the wide receiver position because I have a couple of guys that I definitely want to name. And we'll just start off right here with the Steelers again. James Washington, okay? Him and Mason Rudolph were college football teammates. Trust me, they're both on the same NFL team. I don't think they're going to lose the chemistry anytime soon. And Dante Moncrief has not been playing good football recently. He has a drop issue. This is the second week where he just had a ball ricochet off his hands into someone else's. Ryan Switzer is kind of out there here and there. Deontay Johnson's getting some action, which is cool. But I think James Washington is going to be a big playmaker for this offense. Maybe this is more of a projection and me going based on variables in the past, but this is definitely a guy that you want to look out for in fantasy leagues, and I guarantee that he is going to be a free agent or on the waiver wire in your league, so you definitely need to snatch him up. It's a guy that you want to stash in your lineup for sure. You can start him if you want, but like I said, it's a guy that, you know, it'll be good to have. You know, you got 2 receivers on a bye week, chuck him in there. You know, why not? You know, James Washington is a pretty talented receiver. He's a deep threat. Mason Rudolph will definitely look for his man. Now, we're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this guy's coming off a big week, Demarcus Robinson. And I'm going to do one more after this because I'm feeling so nice. But Sammy Watkins, remember Sammy Watkins in week 1 had a crazy week. You know, and Tyreek Hill, he got hurt, and Sammy Watkins kind of was the byproduct of that. Well, now defenses don't have to prepare for Tyreek Hill for a few weeks, and Sammy Watkins is the number 1 guy. So someone has to feed off of Sammy Watkins getting that number 1 wide receiver attention, and that guy happened to be Demarcus Robinson from Florida. Now, Mecole Hardman's definitely going to get his sued. We saw the big play potential against Oakland when he got his first touchdown, but I think for now, Demarcus Robinson is probably going to be the safer bet because he's been in the system longer than Mecole Hardman. He knows the system, he knows the playbook, he knows the personnel. I think it's the safer option, and he's going to be a free agent in your leagues. If you feel like you want to take a risk and start him at your flex position, you can, but he's a good bench wide receiver. Definitely going to be good if there's an injury or anything like that, or a bye week. Maybe if you like the matchup, like I know they're facing Baltimore this week. It's not a matchup that I would go with, but if you're feeling ballsy because they're at home, you could chuck them in your lineup, and maybe you get a solid PPR performance from him, but that's completely up to you. And finally, we're going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This guy is a free agent in every league. Well, not every league, but DJ Chark. He's 6'4". He's super fast, and Gardner Minshew has been throwing him the football like crazy. Same thing with Chris Conley, but Chris Conley is definitely going to be picked up in more leagues than a guy like DJ Chark. D.D. Westbrook has not played well since Nick Foles has gotten hurt. Only 1 catch for 3 yards last week. Against the Houston Texans. Let's see here. Marquise Lee got hurt, so we're not even going to cover him. I haven't heard much from Keelan Cole. So DJ Chark is definitely going to be the guy that you want to look at to adding to your fantasy football league. You can even start him. I don't know if Tennessee's the best matchup because Tennessee is pretty good defensively, but they struggle against those faster receivers. I mean, Tyreek Hill, not Tyreek Hill, excuse me. You know, Odell was having a pretty decent game, you know, because he's Odell. He's a star player. T.Y. Hilton, another star player. He had a pretty good game. Both of those guys are fast and can create enough separation. Paris Campbell was doing good as well. Tennessee is not necessarily the greatest with these really fast wide receivers. DJ Chark could be a dicey one, but it's worth the risk putting him in there on a Thursday night against Tennessee, who is probably worn out from having to chase around Jacoby Brissett, T.Y. Hilton, and Paris Campbell. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. These videos will be short, by the way, because it's all about the waiver wire, you know. And I'm only going to be doing 3 to 4 players a week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Definitely take my advice, okay? I know I may not be the smartest guy for fantasy football, even though I do have a pretty good track record. But still, that's, you know, not me patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you, like, you need to play the waiver wires. You need to try to poach the trade market as well for any of these guys, because maybe some people won't know the value that they're holding with that particular player. So you never know. But hopefully you guys enjoy. Take my advice and get these guys on your fantasy teams ASAP. Peace out.